Welcome back to Wedding Spill. We've got our next guest on the potty today. We're very excited.
We are very excited.
She is been in the industry, I don't even know how long now, a long time. I'm assuming like 10 years maybe.
Not quite. 8.
8.
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
Good guess.
She's a grandma. She's a mum of 2, girl and a boy.
Yep.
Girl and a boy. And she is award-winning as well.
I am.
So welcome to Wedding Spill. It's Baretta.
Oh, thanks, Gabby. Good to be here. Thanks for asking me to be a part of it.
So we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into all things celebrancy because we know nothing about it, of course.
Okay.
So what's your favourite part of like a ceremony? What do you just love?
There's probably a few. Before the ceremony, I think it would be when you talk to the couples and they tell you a little bit about what I call their love story. And I get it from both of them separately. So it's interesting to see the 2 takes that you get on it.
The 2 perspectives. Yeah,
the 2. And then from that's what I use then to write the content of the ceremony. The other one is whoever is standing with me at the arbour, whether that's a bride or a groom, I like to watch their faces as the other partner's walking in. That's another favourite. Yeah, I really like that bit.
Yeah, you love that.
Yeah.
And so how do you write like a script, but like how do you write the ceremony? Like how do you get that? Do you send them like questions and stuff, to like work out what you're going to write for that, or how does that work?
What happens is we sit down I call it a wedding workshop. So we sit down, and often that's the first time that I've sat with them face to face and met them personally. I've talked to them beforehand, obviously on the phone and Zooms and things like that. But I'll sit there and I ask a lot of questions, and quite often they will freely give me information. And then from there, I go away, and with the information they've given me on that day, plus I also send the both of them separately emails with questions. And from that content, that's what I use then to put that all together to write the ceremony. Because as a celebrant, you can stand up there and you can just blah, blah, blah,
waffle,
and it can be very generic. But I think I pride myself on that each ceremony is about the 2 of them as a couple. So I try to keep it very personal. Like there's definite spots in there that you have to say and you have to do as a celebrant, but that's how I use it to make it very personalised for the couple themselves.
Yeah.
Have you ever had when the stories don't align from the 2?
Often, yes, but not dramatically. They'll just have a different, I don't know how you put it, maybe a different outlook on it, and that's more so, with a female to a male because, most males aren't quite as emotional as us. So
and detail oriented.
Yeah, and theirs is just very, black and white, short and sweet, whereas the women will often, go more in depth in it. But in saying that, then often the men will actually give you more information than the women. So it's interesting. It's
to see what
when it comes back. So yeah.
See where it lands.
Yeah, see exactly where it lands.
So what would be like your ultimate thing to do for a ceremony? So like I've never done a wedding where they've done like dove release or a butterfly. Is there any like quirky sort of stuff that you love that you've had for a wedding that people have done?
I like a good country wedding because I'm a country girl. So I've done quite a few out on properties, and a few of them have been, one of which was my son, which I married, I think that's 5-6 years ago now. Yeah. Where we, because they've got cattle, so they've got their own cattle brand. So we branded, I made them actually a rustic frame with cowhide, and we branded it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was one. The other one is I've done 2 others where it was a full cowhide on the ground.
Yeah, that's a vibe, hey? Love
yeah,
that.
it is. It is nice.
Yeah.
And that's something that they keep in their home forever.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I've done one like that.
Yeah.
But no more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anything like that.
Nothing like that to
No.
film? Not yet?
Not yet.
Have you had butterflies or
No, I really want butterflies. I feel like
That'd be
Stacey,
so pretty, hey?
Yeah.
yeah, Stacey wouldn't want butterflies, but yeah. I think we've had bubbles and then lots of different types of confetti.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
the... What do you think about confetti? Controversial topic. Love it, hate it. What do you think, Barb?
I love it for when they get their photos back.
Yeah, looks good.
That looks way better, I think, in a photo as they're walking out, especially when they do the whole dip thing.
Yeah.
You know, with the confetti falling and I like it. Yeah.
You love it?
Yeah. I'm not the person who has to clean it up though, but
Yeah.
most people now have to have the whole environmentally friendly
All that
flowers
sort of stuff.
or biodegradable. But yeah, no, I do like it.
How do you tell? Like, can you tell if someone's going to last or not? Are you like sometimes like...
I always joke, and I don't have it on paper, but I always joke that I've got a book in my head where after you sit with couples, you think you have a feeling. Like I've thought I've had a feeling, and I've done over 210 weddings now, and I thought I would know, and one just recently who have separated, and I would have laid my last dollar on it that was a keeper. So
you can't tell, can you?
you cannot tell. You cannot tell. And the ones that I kind of think, oh, yeah, I don't know. I think this is more about the wedding,
Yeah.
not the marriage.
Yeah.
And yet, 8 years down the track,
They're still together.
they're still together. So I really don't think you can pick it. It's like that thing, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. So
No, you don't. So how long have you been married, Barb?
I'm coming up 37 years in June.
Ooh, getting up there. Congrats.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the recipe for success in marriage? I feel like sometimes now, like I've only been married, it'll be 10 years this year.
Yep.
But what would you say? Do you think people like give up almost too soon? Like I feel like it's really hard when you have kids. Like, would you say that's a really tough point in like the marriage, and that's sort of where people start, like the friction sort of starts to happen and people sort of just give up? Or what do you think?
I think the basis is when you first decide to marry, it's like anything. You've got to have a good foundation. So I
Yeah.
think we all have our own ideas, but I think as long as you have the same core values when you
Yeah.
first start, when you first get married,
Yeah.
you're already, I think, miles ahead there.
Leaps ahead, yeah.
And then, like, you have kids, then the kids grow up and then the
Yeah.
kids bring home partners and then they get married and then they bring home the grandkids. So things are changing all the time. So, the relationship that my husband and I have now is totally different than the relationship we had while we were dating. And then when we had babies,
It's so different, isn't it?
it is way
Yeah.
different. And I think you've got to, hubby and I always joke about, and I always put it in a wedding card for family and friends' weddings that we go to as guests, where without doubt, I always tell them that one piece of advice that we give them is the 3 C's. I hope I can remember this. So it's commitment, communication, and compromise. And
Yeah.
that's what hubby and I have based our whole relationship on. So I think the big thing is you have to keep talking to each other.
Oh, the communication's key, like
It is.
critical. You've got to work through and come to,
Yep.
like I think people who sweep stuff under the rug, like it's just not going to work. Like
No.
you've actually got to resolve it, like
Yeah.
come to some kind of
Definitely.
conclusion with it.
Yeah. And you're not always going to agree. You're two people, you may have the core values, but I've always, and not just in a marriage, in relationships in general, I always have said everybody has their own opinion
Yeah.
and I may not agree with it, but it's your opinion and I have my opinion and that's just life. You just roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with marriage, to make a marriage legal as a celebrant, what do you actually officially have to do there to make it legal?
Okay. So do you mean more so on like from beginning to end?
So like is there certain, like, you have to say obviously certain wording?
Okay, so
Like,
you
there's
mean
like, so what's the actual, like, if we just break, like, say I wanted to renew my vows or something, or get married for the first time, whatever, but what would just be, if we just nitty gritty, what would be the only things I needed to say
okay?
to get it done?
So if you're doing vow renewals, that's
another topic.
nothing. That's a whole other topic. There's no legalities to that at all.
Let's just say some
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So there's a couple of things that you have to do. So regardless of whether it's the couple and 2 witnesses, you legally have to say who you are and who you are. So I always have to say, my name is Barb Baretta and I'm an authorised celebrant.
Yep. So you have to say that.
You have to say that. The other thing that you have to say is called the montimum, which is the legal paragraph that I have to say. You know, before you adjourn in marriage, in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you're now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is a union of 2 people to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. I cannot change a word in that at all.
It's got to be like
It
that.
has to be exactly those words. When it comes to the vows, that's the last legal thing that has to be said. And I can't say it for them. They have to say it. I can say it and then they repeat it.
Yeah.
And there could be 100 guests there. And as long as those 2 witnesses hear it, it doesn't really matter if nobody else hears it. But they must say, and you can change a few words in there, but it's very, very strict on what words you can change.
Yeah.
So the really, really formal, old-fashioned one that I don't use anymore is, I call upon the people here present to witness that they say their full name, take you, their full name, to be my legally wedded husband or wife, partner. And you have to do that. And then you don't have to exchange rings. And then the other thing you have to do is sign the legal documents. And then,
So when you sign the document, like, is it like fully official then?
it's fully official. As soon as all the documents are signed by the couple, the 2 witnesses and then me, you are legally married.
So we were wondering, back in the day,
Yeah.
you did have to consummate a marriage. Is that a thing still or not a thing, Barb?
No. And look, I would say that most of them are consummated long before they get up in front of me to marry them. That's for sure. So, no, that's not a legal requirement.
So you don't have to do that anymore. Out the window.
Definitely not.
I would say probably people don't even make it to that point now at weddings sometimes.
Well, and not that they have fessed up 100%, but, after you talk to couples, I can confidently say in 210 weddings at one couple, I am 100% sure that there would have been that going on for the first time that night. But, we won't go into that.
For the first time.
Yep, I would say so. So it's a different time, we live in now. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
That's not a question I ask. That's just
You sort of,
in general conversation, and you get to know the couple when you're sitting down with them. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So this was a question I was asked the other day. Are you like, someone was asking me for a celebrant who's like Christian or something, like, how does that work? Like, is that a thing?
It can be a thing. So when I sit down with a couple and we do that, what I call the wedding workshop, that's one of the questions that I ask them. Do you want to incorporate some kind of religious aspect to the ceremony? Yeah. Do you want any customs? Because I've married, a lot of people with different nationalities.
Yeah.
One of which, this is going back a few years now, but he was Fijian. So they wanted to, she washed his mother's feet and he washed her mother's feet. Apparently it's a thing.
What?
Yeah. So
with what?
Just a bowl with water that I think had frangipanis or something in it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So they're the questions you ask. And if
So
people,
you didn't do that at the ceremony though?
Yeah, it was through the ceremony.
You washed someone's feet?
I didn't. They did.
Have you ever had someone just randomly do something that you weren't pre-warned about?
Once, but I've done it before where I've known about it, where they'll do the whole, I forgot the rings thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing we were looking at this reel, weren't we? So they had this What happened in the reel? So it was online. It was like a TikTok or a Instagram reel or something or other. The bride was set up to say no to him when he asked the
That's right.
vows.
Oh.
Like dead in the eye, she said no when it was like, I do, you do kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the celebrant's like, well, I can't marry you now because she said no.
That's not a legal requirement.
So would that be legit or no?
Well,
I think this might have been in America too.
Because he'd packed up and left. The
Who did?
celebrant.
The celebrant, yeah, left. And then the venue cancelled the wedding because she said no.
okay, there's another legal part before the wedding, and this has only been brought out in the last maybe 18 months where, and it's not like you have to do this secret meeting. Let's just say the two of you are getting married. I would take you away at some stage, whether it's at rehearsal or I'm talking to you one-on-one.
Or privately, yeah.
Yep, and just feel for whether you're not being coerced into getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes
Have you
I
had
do
that?
get a vibe sometimes that maybe like someone's just going along with it.
Or they're getting married from family pressures?
Well, that's when, if you, I haven't come across that yet, but that's as a celebrant, if you really felt that, you would have to question it.
Really?
You would have to
And
question
say
it.
something.
Yeah, you've got every right then to say, I'm sorry, but I don't think that you are doing this of your own accord or you're being pressured into it, and I have got the right to refuse to marry them.
Wow.
And that's normally the only reason why I can say no. I can't say no on the grounds of religion, nationality. Yeah, but that's one of the grounds that I can say no.
You're not getting married.
I can't.
Has anyone ever objected before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now,
To-
no, because that's not a legal requirement anymore. I know in
Movies.
movies and that
Yeah.
you'll see that, is anybody here,
Object, yeah.
object to this, say so now or forever hold your peace. That's not a legal requirement. But funny you should bring that up because I had a young couple ask me the other day. I won't go into it, but there's some family issues there. And she said to me, what happens when you ask that question during the ceremony and someone says
Yes.
yes? And I'll say, I never asked that question, so don't worry about it. And she
Was like brilliant.
was like happy dance because
Yeah. I've had that before
she felt
too.
that if that was asked,
Someone would say something.
someone would say something, and she then thought if someone said, oh, me, I don't want them to get married, then I would have to say, sorry, I can't marry you. But that's not the case. I never ask it. And even if they asked me to ask that and somebody said that they did, then
You'd be like, Shh, sit down.
well, see you later. These guys still want to get married, and
You're
there's no
out of it.
legal
Yeah.
ramifications to that at all.
Okay, so what's the craziest thing you've ever seen at a wedding? Like just, or heard? Like anything wild happen that you're just like, what the?
And they all have a drink. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has a drink. But if I was to get there and I thought that
They were
you
sloshed.
weren't, it's not like I'd get out a breathalyzer test or anything or a drugs
Yeah.
swab. But if I felt that you weren't coherent enough to understand what I was saying,
Yeah.
then legally I can refuse to marry you. Yeah.
You've never had that though.
No, I've never had that.
I think everyone's warned of that, not to get too.
Well, yeah.
Have you been questionable on some?
Only a witness once. He wasn't drunk, but I think he may have been on some kind of a substance. But in saying that, he was a very highly functioning drug user, I think. But
Oh.
yeah, but he definitely knew what was going on.
He
So
was all over it.
yeah.
Okay, so if you were to picture doing any other job in the wedding industry, like if you were to be any other vendor, what vendor do you think you would be?
Oh God, probably a wedding cake, something before the wedding. Oh, I know this is going to sound really bad, but you come across a lot of personalities, and although I'm very polite and respectful, there may be just a couple where I've got in the car and I've thought, okay, that's done.
You're like,
Next.
what's next?
Yeah.
So how many weddings have you got locked in for 2026?
Oh, I haven't
Booked
checked them
out, or-
lately. I'm nearly at there, yeah. I tried to lock in only about 30.
Yeah.
But in saying that, last year I ended up with over 40 because I'm a bit of a sucker for a sob story. But I've got a
Yeah.
bit strict this year. Like, I've turned away probably about 5 weddings for the year so far,
Yeah.
just because I just felt, I needed a bit of time.
Yeah.
So
Like last year was a bit much.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it's like you book it. Like, so this is a feeling I have. You book it so far out and you just go with it. You're like, yep. And then you get into wedding season and you're like, whoa, this is a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I'm hanging on by a thread here.
Yeah.
And you make it work always, but you're like, you've just had no downtime to actually
Exactly.
go to a family barbecue or just do something. It's just,
Where I suppose I'm lucky when it comes to that because especially photographers and videographers, they're there from, possibly 11 o'clock through till 9, whereas I'm there 30 minutes before a ceremony and I'm normally gone within 30 minutes after the ceremony. So it doesn't kind of lock me in.
it's like a whole weekend thing.
No. And normally, even the later ones, even if it was a sunset one, the latest I would drive out would be 7. So I've still got that time, I suppose.
Yeah. Whereas some of the other vendors.
Like the caterers and things like that,
Even the decorators.
the decorators too. Yep.
Have you ever done multiple weddings on one day?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Did it work well or no?
Most of the time it does, but a few years back, and this is the record because this is one of the questions I ask at rehearsals. I'll ask let's say it's a groom and a bride, so I'll say to the groom, what time are you planning on being here? And the bride will normally pipe up and go, you will be here. Yeah, it's normally like, I'll say no later than 15 minutes before, you can talk to your guests, blah, blah, blah. And then someone will always say, oh, you've got to be like traditionally late,
Yeah.
And then that's always when I'll pipe and I'll go, well, 45 minutes is the record. And they'll go, what? So this day I had a wedding in Andergrove and then I had one backed up at Salonika Beach.
Yeah, that's a drive.
And she was 45 minutes late, the first one. So I was still respectful. I may have read it a little bit faster than normal. And back then I was taking my own signing table and chairs.
Yeah.
I didn't have time for that. I left them there with the venue and I just jumped in the car
And went.
and took off. But the couple that I was going to at Salonika Beach, it was a smaller wedding. It was down on the beach. It was very low key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still worked, but man, it was stressful. Yeah.
When did you arrive before the other wedding just in time, or
Yes, I did. Yeah.
pull the speaker out, let's go kind of vibe?
Oh, pretty much like, yeah,
Like
running to the
hot.
beach.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And she wasn't quite ready anyway, so it worked out. And I was messaging her on the way, just
Yeah.
letting her know that, I was running late, but I was going to be there in time. And she said, oh, I'm not really ready yet anyway. And
You're like, phew.
thank you. Yeah. So, I still do more than one in one day, but I allow myself more than enough time.
Otherwise it's just not worth it, is it?
No, it's just stressful because you don't know. You get a flat tire.
I think that's the same with decorating too. Like, I try and not take on any more than one either
No.
because it's just too much.
Unless they're like a friend or there's some kind of story behind it that I feel really sorry for them, and I'll suggest some things like, instead of them doing their photos after the wedding,
Yeah.
I'll say,
Do it before.
and this worked with one of them that I did 2 on one day, where I had a wedding at Seaforth and then the other wedding was at Farley. And I just said, have you ever thought about doing your photographs, have a first look,
Yeah.
And they thought that was a great idea. So they did all their photos before, which allowed them to have their wedding ceremony that little bit later, like at 4.
Yeah.
So that worked in as well. Yeah.
Amazing. So how long, we talk about like a 10-year lifespan in the wedding industry. How are you feeling in the wedding industry? Are you feeling like you're getting to your...
I just had my 58th birthday. So I started doing this the year I got my license the year I turned 50. And I always said I would retire when I was 60. And the reason I said that was, this is going to sound really bad, but nobody likes an old celebrant.
Yeah, but you don't look old.
Now I know, but
You're rocking it.
the younger ones, they have their ideas and they come in. So 2028 might be it for me
When you hit 60.
when I hit 60.
I reckon you can go to 65.
I think so too. 65.
I think you're rocking it. You're like one of those people that's aging really well.
That's nice.
So I think you don't look like an old celebrant. I think you've got this.
I've got in the back of my head because I'll keep my license, I think.
Yeah. And just
in my
taper
back
down maybe.
Yeah. Keep it in my back pocket. That's more so for like family, friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think no.
Just wind it down, you reckon?
I think so.
Have you had any really wet weather ones? Have you been like out in torrential rain
yeah.
or anything?
Yep. There's 2 straight up I can think of. All the way to the wedding, it was out at Septimus. It was pouring. And I thought, great. And it's an open paddock up on a hill. Luckily, and I always carry a poncho. So as soon as I get there, I've got like a clear poncho over me. I look just absolutely beautiful. But last minute, the sun came out. It all worked in well. The ceremony, we got through it. And then, normally they would walk out and get congratulated by their guests. Well, there was none of that. They just took off and then they got in their cars and sat in their cars. Well, obviously I'm still there. I was just saturated.
So you'd married them or no?
Just finished marrying
And
them.
then everyone just ran.
Yep. Another one was we got to the rings and it just poured. So we just stopped. Everybody went underneath the marquee because they were having the reception at their property. So there was a big marquee. So we just sat underneath that. It was probably 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we went back out
And did it.
and finished it. Yeah. I was drenched, but
Have you had any equipment failure from that?
no.
That's lucky.
Because normally if it's like that, I will tuck in a plastic bag up in the handle, or it does have a cover which would keep out not torrential rain, but enough that it wouldn't wreck any gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. But normally, most people will just help you and
Yeah, you
a
just
fella
make
will just
stuff
grab
happen.
it
Yeah.
and then he'll just, I'll grab that for you and they'll take off
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
What's your favourite location for a ceremony?
Oh,
Is there any that you just get the feels from and you're just like, I love that spot?
it's got to be the creek.
It's got to be the creek.
It's got to be the creek.
Well, Mel will be happy to hear
Yeah,
that, won't she?
definitely. Yeah, I just, once again, it's because I'm a country person.
Yeah. I think that's my vibe too because
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm. It's just, I think
Yeah.
it's bred into your hay and you
Yeah.
just love that vibe.
Yeah. That and Note Park would be the other one
Yeah.
because it's country as well.
Country vibes. Do
Yeah.
you like the sand? Do you do like many beat?
I'm not a beach person.
No. Sand in the feet, not a vibe.
That doesn't worry me. It's the whole,
It's hot, eh? The sand's hot.
and it's always windy.
Yeah, it
and,
is windy.
If you got a lot of people there, then you've got the drama with the microphone and the wind. And
It does get windy, eh?
so you're trying to keep your back to the wind. And in turn, the hair's in the face, it's covering your book, and you're trying to look professional, and by the time, and you're trying to keep a smile on your face. I remember one there I did down at Grass Tree Beach. By the time I got up to the car, I just felt like I'd been through a wind tunnel, and I wasn't very fit back then, and I'd carried
The
everything
speaker.
down there, and you're trying to look composed. I got around the corner from everybody. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
You're like, I'm so glad that's over.
Yeah.
You can tell if they're really nervous.
Oh, definitely. And I've worked out at rehearsal, and it's normally the fellas. The cheekier ones are the ones that will normally cry through the whole ceremony.
Yeah.
Like, they're full of like,
Yeah. They're the
tough
criers.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you normally get them on the ceremony and they're like bawling their eyes through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just loving it, aren't you? Do
Oh,
you love
just,
it when they cry?
I don't say anything. What I have been told more times than not is I have a calming presence, apparently.
You do.
I don't know what it is.
I think you have super calming vibes.
Yeah.
You do.
I've got a lot going on under the surface, you know, and even with photographers, videographers, I'm sure you do it as well. You have a calm external, you know, like I've got this, but underneath there's 50 things running through your head, like there's a dog about to walk in, or there's a kid, about to knock a vase over, or
So have you had like any situations where you've not had like, say for example, like a decorator's not showed up, or had any like public people, people in the public like get involved and say stuff?
not say stuff. Oh, yeah,
do
they
anything?
do. Like, you'll get the ones that'll drive past at different things, beeping the horn. Botanical Gardens once, I could not believe this fella. So I'm standing there. The couple are in front of me. There's a little bit of a gap, and then there's all the guests. He just walked straight through in between the couple and their guests right during the whole ceremony while I'm speaking.
Wow.
And I'm just thinking, okay.
Like what?
And it's normally sectioned off there too.
Yeah, no, straight through the middle of it. Yeah. I couldn't
Did
believe
they
that.
have videography?
I don't think they did with that one, no.
Oh, imagine the videographer would have been
I know.
like,
Yeah. But that's
Wow.
just
I
people,
think that's
isn't it?
one thing about you that we've always noticed when we're cutting up the video. You always go up to the groom at the start when they're just there by themselves and ask, how you going?
yeah, and just
Okay.
calm
And
them
we've-
down, yeah.
Yeah, you do calm them down, because there's been a few videos that we've taken that section out
okay.
and used.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fair bit.
I suppose I've always said when it comes to, especially the younger ones, because I see my kids in them, because my daughter's 36 and my son's 32. So I probably get that whole mother hen thing where I'm concerned.
For them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I probably treat them probably a little bit like their
Your
mother,
kids, yeah.
but trying not to be the annoying mother or mother-in-law. But
Yeah.
I think my thing has always been I will treat them how I would hope that others would treat my own kids.
Yeah,
so that's the way
absolutely.
I kind of look
And
at
you
it.
want to make them feel warm and like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like you don't want to freak them out.
No, because
Like,
they're,
they're
already
already-
freaking out.
They're already nervous.
A lot of
thinking,
them are freaking out.
this is the biggest decision of my life.
Yeah.
And then to not feel warmness, I think would just put you off, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
And normally something has happened before I've even got there that's gone wrong.
Normally, always.
Always. Very rarely something. And it might not even be a big thing, but it's big enough to them that it's like spun them out and they're already like a cat on hot bricks. So there's no sense in, if I can see something's going wrong in the background,
Yeah, just
I
try and
not to make them aware of it. I'll try to sort it out myself or get someone else
yeah.
to sort it out. And most of the time they won't even know what's happened
just
in
calm
the
it
end, and you
down.
just do it and get on with it.
Have you ever had a bride not show?
No,
Ooh,
no,
That's good.
could you imagine? Has anyone ever run?
no,
No. No runaway brides
no.
or grooms.
No.
Imagine that.
That would be really distressing.
I don't even know. Like, how would you even hide your face
Yeah.
of what you're thinking? You're like,
Yeah, that's a big thing that I've been very aware of.
hiding the face.
Yeah. When things happen, because some groomsmen, the groomsmen are the worst for it. There has been a few bridesmaids. They will make comments during the ceremony. Now, the guests won't hear a lot of it,
But you can hear it.
and some of them are really inappropriate, or they're just like really rude or not necessary. And, I've got to, because people can see my face, and I've got to just keep a really neutral face, but underneath I'm just going,
What the hell?
yeah, was that necessary, Because I've seen a few photos over the years and I've thought, oh my God, what were you thinking then, Barbara? That is not the best photograph.
I'm thinking that I would not be able to do your job because I can't hide my face.
Oh, okay.
Like if I was to do your job, I'd need Botox because my face just says what I'm thinking, I reckon. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I said. Sometimes I get into the car and there will be, like if anybody was in the car and I didn't know they were in there, they'd probably think I was completely off my rocker because there'll be some days there for the first 5 minutes I'll drive down the road and,
And you think,
debrief.
you're like, yes, turn the music up.
Yeah, let's rock this out. Yeah.
Oh, just thinking. We have had a wedding with you once where someone's phone went off during it.
Oh, probably maybe, might be 3 times out of 10 that happens.
3 times out of 10.
Yeah.
That's
And I
quite
tell
high.
every single
I
wedding,
know. Every
I
wedding,
say,
turn your phone off.
turn your phone off, don't want any interruptions for the next, few minutes. But there's always one. Not always, but, that happens at everything. I've even heard that at funerals, and you just think, what? Have
Yeah, I
you,
know.
what is so important, or that you think you have the right to leave your phone on? I don't know. Talking through weddings is another one too
When
that bugs
guests
me.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all you can do is kind of, I think I've pulled it off a few times where I've just stopped and looked in that, I might not know who they
Yeah.
are, but I'll look in that general direction and hopefully I've eyeballed whoever it is and then just keep reading. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a polite way of telling them to,
Pipe down.
shut it down.
Can you still remember the first wedding you did?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Can ya?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How did the very first one go?
I think it went really, really well.
Yeah.
Well, I think it went really well. But, oh, God, yeah, I was just
So nervous.
so nervous. Oh, actually, that's the second one. The first one I did was down in Biwa because I already had my license, and the reason I got my license was to marry my nephew, but that was all hush-hush. Nobody knew about that. That was in the October. But in the meantime, I had to do this wedding down in Biwa, and that was hard because obviously the first, plus I knew that the groom's auntie was a celebrant, which made it even worse.
Oh, you were nervous as, yeah.
And also I've known the bride since she was probably 3, and her father had passed away about 5 years before that, and we were all very close.
Yeah.
It gets better. And her uncle gave her away, but her uncle and her father were identical twins. So that just added this whole
other layer of emotion.
emotional storm.
Wow.
I didn't do the whole, ugly face cry thing, but there was a moment there where I just had to stop and
just
breathe, collect myself, and move on.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And when I sit down for that wedding workshop and I'm asking those questions, who's your photographer, who's your decorator, where's your venue, who's your caterer, blah, 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 I get very excited when there's
certain
the
people.
faves on there, and then you are pumped when you get there because
you're like the dream team's here, like let's go.
And because you work with each other all the time and you click together, you just know what they expect, and they know what you expect, and you can relax because it's just going to flow,
and it just works well.
And it just works. Yeah.
And I think because you can, like, if you've got that relationship, you can sort of say, oh, Gabby, can you put the chairs back a bit? Like, it's too close, or
I
know,
know what you mean.
You've said that to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, make sure the chairs are back because we need it for videography and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all good. Like, easy breezy. Like,
yeah.
And or like where to move the dining table,
Exactly.
But if you don't know someone, it's a bit trickier, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
and some vendors get a bit, what's it, for lack of a better word, power to the head,
Yeah.
I'm one where, obviously the ceremony, I'm in control of the ceremony,
that's
but
your
I'm
thing.
very, very respectful, especially of photographers and videographers, because let's face it, they're probably not gonna remember my name in 10 years, but they're always going to look back at the photos and the videos.
Yeah.
And to me, they pay a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
And that's something that they're always going to look back on. Like nearly 37 years I've been married, I look back at my photos and my VHS that is now on a CD. So I still look back at that. So I kind of figure, that's important. So
that's critical.
If a photographer comes up to me and says, can you, the way my cameras are set up, can you just ask guests not to stand when the bride's walking in? No problem. Then I'll just quickly make a note. And when I'm doing the pre-talk, introducing myself, I'll just say, you know, so-and-so's here doing the photos, have just asked, can you just remain seated? Just because of the cameras, we'll get a better shot, you know, for the couple to look at later on.
So this is a controversial topic,
Oh, here we go.
the seats. So from America, your feedback was, when you did the workshop, your feedback was they think Australia's wild that we don't seat everyone. They think that's like insanity.
Oh, okay.
I think every guest should have a seat.
Everyone, what's your take on it?
Well, I don't think it really matters. You just got to be. I don't think I've been very rarely at weddings where everyone's been seated. Very rarely. Yeah.
So my take on it in Australia is I just don't love everyone seated, only because you can't see.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like flat surface, outdoor,
Yeah.
you
It's
just
not like
can't
it's a
see.
theatre. Yeah.
No, and like in a church, like if you're a church pew, you can, if you can't see, you can slide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Whereas
Yeah.
like if I'm trying to get my lines even, like it's got to be even, straighty 180, like everything's got to be happening. Then you can't see because it's so like that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't love it seated.
It's definitely easier for us if everyone's seated because we're moving around to all those cameras.
Yeah.
Then we're having to walk in
Move
front
around
of people
around
that are
people,
like,
yeah.
and it depends how they've gathered around the ceremony as well. So
I
how
know,
many
because
seats
they make
there
it a
are.
little awkward too
So,
sometimes. But for a
yeah.
cost point of view, it's also good to not have seats
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
it's like, it just adds up.
And, you know, I don't know how many times at weddings, you know, I ask people, fill the seats, you know, come on,
Yeah,
fill
and
the
they
seats,
won't
it
sit
looks
down.
better. And, you know, I think a couple of times now, nobody would move. And then in the end, I just go, look, I'm not going to start
Until someone sits.
until the seats are full. It just looks better, you know. And I think I've made one comment before where I've said, you know, the couple have paid for these chairs for you to sit on. So, like, you know, come and sit in and
Yeah.
But I think it's because they feel awkward because
they don't know.
maybe
who
they
should
don't
take-
they don't know
Yeah.
if they should take it.
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's not
definitely.
enough. So
And
they're
I think
probably
you've got to really push them. And sometimes I'll go, you know, in the end I'll go, oh, come on, you know, sir, you with the green shirt on, you know,
Yeah,
come
and
and
then-
sit
Yeah.
down there. And, yeah, I'll just pull them out of the crowd in the end because otherwise, yeah, it just looks,
You know,
it does look.
it looks better when the seats are full.
You nearly need to even say, like, if you're pregnant,
Oh,
come and sit down.
yeah,
Because I've seen a couple of pregnant people standing and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
but maybe it's more comfortable too. I'm not sure.
Might be more comfortable for them, yeah.
So talking about legally, the legal documents that you have signed, what happens with them after that? Where do
Okay.
they go?
Shredder.
No shredding. So everything now, if I marry within Queensland, I'm set up on a government website where everything gets lodged electronically. So you've got the first form that must be signed a minimum of 30 days before
Yeah.
and as far out as 18 months before the wedding. So that's the notice of intent to marriage. And then you've got the official certificate of marriage. And then you've got another document, which is the official certificate of marriage. And on the other side of it, it's the form that is declaration of no legal impediment. So what happens is, as soon as I initially do that wedding workshop, that's when we fill out the notice of intent to marriage, where it's all lots of details, identification, da-da-da. So then normally I would lodge that online on my porthole through the government website and then fill out all the relevant other forms ready to go on the day. They all get signed. And normally as soon as I get home or the next business day, I sit down again on that government porthole and I lodge it all. And then I have to send photographs or scans of those documents. And then I keep those documents for 6 years. I can't destroy them
Or you've
until
gotta
6
keep 'em.
years. Yeah. So and I have to keep them in a lockable cabinet as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So I couldn't wake up tomorrow and say
No.
and ring you and say, Barb, I want to get married this afternoon.
Could you
Well,
go
you could.
courthouse?
No, not even then.
Oh.
Say if you, for one reason or another, you wanted to get married in 2 weeks, there is a process that you can go through that is called a shortening of time. And it's an application that you send to Queensland Births, Deaths and Marriages. And there's a process to it where you have to give a reason why. And if it's a legitimate reason and they, you know, have a look at it and they authorise it, then yes, you can get married before the 30 days.
But minimum 2 weeks.
No,
30 days.
30 days, unless you get
So
that
if
Yeah,
I-
approval.
but if with the approval,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
just a, yeah. On the case of someone terminally ill, you could probably get it pushed through in a few days. I've never come across that yet. I've come across couples that have said to me, we're due to get married in, let's say, September, but my father's terminally ill.
Yeah.
And I will always suggest, because normally I don't do those forms until 3 months before, but straight away I will say, let's do those now, because if you come to me in 30 days and you say, look, Dad's taken a turn for the worst,
We wanna
then
do it.
legally we can just do it. We'll just do it straight away. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can't go to the courthouse and just get married?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. It's not really my vibe anyway. It's
No.
a bit, I went there for something, actually.
Oh, through the security and...
Yeah, and I was like, I had to go there for something. And I was like, this is not it, eh?
No.
Like, who gets married at the courthouse? This is like proper, like
shotgun.
like worse than the airport, man.
Oh, you've
like,
got to give them your handbag. They got to look through your
Yeah.
handbag.
like, it's proper next level. I was just like,
Well, if you saw the criminals that go through there, that's why. Yeah.
well, yeah, obviously. But I was just like,
And when it comes to that, also that legal side, you sign those. There's 2 of those official certificate of marriages that you sign.
yeah.
There's also the pretty certificate of marriage that you sign, and that's the one that you take home on the day. And although that is a legal document, the couples cannot use that if either of them are planning to change their name. So what happens is when we're sitting down with that workshop, that's when I ask the question whether they want, which is called the official certificate of marriage through births, deaths and marriages, whether they want that sent out to them via registered post. So when I'm lodging the documents, there's a little box that I tick and it asks me who to send it to. So I put all those details in. So once I've lodged it all, being a government agency, it could be 2 days, it could be 2 weeks.
You never know.
They'll get an email. I'll get an email that says everything's approved. They'll get an email with a link. They go to that link, pay for the relevant certificate that they've chosen, that I've given them the options to choose, and then it gets sent directly out to them registered post.
I think that's all we got time for. Thank you so much for joining us, Barb.
You're welcome.
We'll definitely have to get you back on. I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
For sure. I'd be happy to come back, Gabby.
If anyone's looking to book you for your very limited spots left this year,
Yeah.
where do we find you? Facebook, Instagram?
Yep. I've also got a web page as well.
Yeah.
So, yep. Just reach out and email. Yep. Phone.
All those old
All
school.
those
Ring
old
ya.
school. Ring me.
Love that. And you're award-winning, Barb.
Yes, I am. I got number 1 in Mackay Whitsundays last year, which is pretty good. So, and top 20 for Australia.
I love that.
Yeah, so good.
So reach out, hit Barb up. She's our, what would we call you? The very warming celebrant.
Oh, the warming,
And
the calming celebrant.
But not old. She's not old, people. She's still got it.
I hope so. Yeah.